The only reason why Nigeria treats Biafra land, Igbo land like a scum and like a piece of shit is because we are yet to have a UN-backed international legitimacy. And this is the reason why you see all this orchestrated insecurity and sponsored terrorism on Igbo land. It is because we are yet to have UN-backed international legitimacy. And this is a point we get to as a result of the lobby after a UN-backed resolution has been adopted in the United Nations Assembly. After that is done, the next stage is UN will now formally bestow on Biafra land as a legitimate body fighting for a cause. And once it gives Biafra that label, that tag, Biafra will now be backed by international law and will be seen as a nation that is a strong contender to become the newest nation in the world. And by so doing, anything happening in Biafra land will be under the searchlight of United Nations. And any further crime reports, any further insecurity happening in Biafra land will only speed up, will further hasten the UN's process in actually granting the freedom of Biafra, because it will become more obvious that we need to let these people go because the mother country is doing a lot of bad to the country. And that is what international legitimacy is all about. And I've done my digging. And this is exactly the problem Biafra has been having. Because Nigeria has been having a field way in Biafra land because they are shielding, they are covering Biafra from international community through any means possible that they see. They don't want the world to see Biafra as anything. They want to see it as just a part of the country they can treat anyhow and get away with. And that is why I'm always blowing into my chapter here, on my channel here, saying that we need to intensify the lobby so that we can get a resolution. And once we get that resolution, immediately the UN will give us international legitimacy. And let me tell you, for now, we don't have Biafra yet. Of course, we don't have Biafra yet. But at least I can assure you that if we have that UN-backed legitimacy, all the insecurity in Southeast will stop overnight. I am telling you, immediately you will now see that Southeast, all the things happening in Southeast was just orchestrated perpetually. It was calculated. It is artificial. Do you understand? Because now, once we have it, Nigeria itself will not want further, voice, noise, chaos in Biafra land, because any noise again coming out of here will be a reason for UN to grant referendum, because that is about the next few steps from that legitimacy. For legitimacy to a UN-backed and a powerful force referendum is not that far. Just a few crime reports, just a few insecurity reports, a few genocide here and there, a few killings in Biafra land here and there, a few humanitarian body report to UN, and that is all is needed. That is all. So for this video, I'm going to be giving you what UN international legitimacy is about, so that you understand the concept of international legitimacy and how it will lead to a sense of dignity in Biafra land and ultimately lead to the freedom of Igbo in general. So whatever you're doing right now, I advise you to hold it right there and focus on this video, or you can go ahead and finish it, cook, and whatever you want to do is wash, then you come back and calm down and watch this video, because I don't want you to skip. You don't want to miss a bit. So this is UN-backed international legitimacy, and all is all about and the guarantee of freedom for Biafra. Listen very carefully. Let's go. United Nations international legitimacy. Listen. Once a resolution passes, Biafra's cause becomes legitimate in the eyes of the international community. Do you understand? So get it. 1. A political legitimacy. The movement is no longer just a local rebellion, but a recognized national struggle for self-determination. Also, the world governments, all the world governments, all the world media, and the NGOs and courts around the world will take the issue seriously. Then moral and legal standing. Very carefully, listen. The Biafran cause is now tied to the international norm, which is the right to self-determination under Article 1(2) of the UN Charter. Also, every Nigerian government's actions, both past and present and henceforth, will be judged by the United Nations. Are you seeing what I'm saying? I say listen to me, calm down. Listen to me. Also, increased diplomatic engagement follows. Other states now can engage with Biafran representatives without fear of violating international norms and protocols. I've said this before, that the reason why it seems as if the world may be turning a blind eye on what is happening in Biafra land is because we do not have international legitimacy as at today. Countries like Palestine have that international legitimacy. Though they're not yet a country, you can see the way international bodies are taking sides between Palestine and Israel. That is because Palestine has gotten to that stage, to a stage where countries can boldly side with it. It is now an entity. So it's not as if you're now, betraying your fellow member in the UN, because now that Palestine has risen up. The level it is now is risen up. It is now like almost a country in a way, except that it's not yet a member of the UN, and they have not yet done a referendum yet in that country. But notwithstanding, that country can engage, countries will engage with it because it has gotten a backing by all the countries of the world, of which Israel is even a part of. Do you understand? And that is it. So once the UN together speak with one voice, even those ones that voted against, once the majority has picked that as their resolution, it is binding on all of them. Do you understand? So now what it says is that other states can engage with Biafran representatives without fear of violating international norms, because there are, of course, international norms that, keep this thing legal. Countries do not tolerate it. People interfering, other countries interfering in their own personal businesses. That is how it is. You don't just come in and interfere. Ghana cannot come in and talk about Biafra. Even America, somehow, because they're, other countries can't just, try to start sponsoring, to start, showing their support like that, because there is a law that guides the UN. But once you get international legitimacy, countries immediately start working with you. Yes, you can even openly, talk to them. They can even send, envoys to Biafra land. They can send envoys openly. They will not hide it again. It might offend Nigeria, but they don't care because UN has backed it. That's what that point is talking about. Let's go on. Multilateral institutions can mediate, fund peace processes, or support referendum. Now, this is the moment when international legitimacy is born. Biafra's claim to independence is now anchored in global law and UN authority. So listen carefully. The path from UN legitimacy to diplomatic recognition. So listen very carefully for this one now. With international legitimacy secured, the next stage is recognition by individual states. 1. A bilateral recognition begins. Countries sympathetic to self-determination of those with geopolitical interests may 1. Recognize Biafra's right to independence. 2. Support the movement diplomatically. 3. Open informal or formal channels with Biafran leaders. Also, international support increases. Regional bodies like ECOWAS, AU may engage and mediate for Biafran cause. International NGOs and diaspora networks also amplify the Biafran cause. Then global public opinion will pressure Nigeria. Over time, growing recognition builds international momentum, encouraging more states to recognize Biafra's political legitimacy and demands. Number 4, freedom. Once enough legitimacy and support is in place, Biafra will take the next step toward freedom. Through 1, a UN-supervised backed referendum. Under a peace agreement or UN mandate, Biafrans will vote on whether to become independent or not. If the vote succeeds, a democratic mandate for independence is established. Then, declaration of independence. This stage transforms Biafra from a recognized people with international legitimacy into a de facto state of their own. Now, the final step, full statehood and UN membership. A bilateral recognition snowballs into dozens of countries recognizing Biafra. The government functions independently, borders and institutions are in place, and also application for UN membership. Now, Biafra applies for UN membership, which requires recommendation by the UN Security Council and approval by 2/3 of the General Assembly. And if this succeeds, Biafra becomes a sovereign, internationally recognized state enjoying all the rights and responsibilities of UN membership. Wow. Wow. This is not rocket science. It takes dedication and brain. High-level brain. Let me tell you one secret. The United Nations is ready to welcome the world's newest country at every time. I'm talking to you now, they are even disappointed. They're disappointed that not many countries are really putting pressure for that statehood. And that is why I'm saying this is a loophole. There's a loophole. And what we are meant to do is to put the pressure, to do the right things, to face the front, to face the work. So when I'm talking about concentration from people who are leaders in these pro-Biafra groups, people should listen to me. That is a distraction that we do not need. Anything that is not about what we want is a distraction. You can't come out every day and put camera, and all I'm talking about is your own people and betrayers and people who don't matter. You spend the whole day, 2 days talking about this and that, and nothing about this particular reason why we are here. So I'm focusing, all of us. Focus. Everybody should focus. Because this is very doable. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is a doable thing without making noise. Silent operations. All we need is what we already have. We have all the videos, all the pictures, all the evidences. Everything we need is there. The reports are there from everybody. We're not even the only ones that have the report. Amnesty has the report. Human Rights Watch have the report. There are other ones that have this report. What is the problem? Why are we still talking about who is the leader of this and who is the this or that and who is the people? We don't need those things, my dear. Don't need it. Who is a sabo? Who is not a sabo? Leave those things, please. Focus straight. If you are responsible for something, do it. Go ahead and do it. Do you know how many millions of Igbo Biafrans searching for an El Dorado? Do you know how many messages I receive every day about people in tears, crying? When will Biafra come? That's their question. When? So that is it. International legitimacy. Let's take it step by step. Boots on ground. Lobbying to resolution to international legitimacy. I bet you, if we can get to international legitimacy alone, we are almost there. Because that point will erase all the extrajudicial killings in Igbo land. It will erase it all. You won't see it again. All these Fulani herdsmen in Igbo land, all this police brutality, army checkpoints, they will disappear. Because now the world recognizes Biafra as a legitimate being and will boom its searchlights on Biafra land. And they can't try such a game. If they try, like I told you, that will speeding up the cause of Biafra. So let's work hard for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Focus. Focus. People who are meant to do this job, please. I don't see the job you're doing. I don't see it right now. Maybe you're doing it, I don't know, but I don't see it. What I see is the fights online. That's what I see. That's what I see every day. I don't see the work. Let's get Biafra to the point of international legitimacy. Let us get the world's attention. Let's get it. It's very easy now. It's very easy. We have a whole Python dance, the videos. We have a whole, we have this, we have the Fulani herdsmen videos everywhere. What are we doing with it? Do you bury it in your files? Come on. Come on. I believe the message has been sent and everybody's listening. And I believe that the right corrections are being made. We need to move step by step, and quarreling can never take us there. United we stand, and divided we will surely fall, if not even collapse. Let's forget about side attractions and press forward. And press forward. International legitimacy is what we need urgently, because that is the stage that guarantees us our dignity, at least our dignity, before Biafra comes. Our dignity. Our dignity. Look at the way we are being treated in our Southeast. Look at the killings happening in Southeast. Look at the way they bury everything. Look at the way the world is silent about our cause. Yes, we have 2 or 3 or 4 pro-Biafra bodies out there fighting each other, fighting themselves. But as family worldwide, we are a family of truth. We are a family of purpose, and we are a family of faith. And as you know, with faith, we can move all mountains. Whatever you're watching me around the world, from Europe, America, Asia, all the countries in Africa, and around the universe, across the ocean, 7 seas, even in space, God bless you. And remember that Igbo man around you is your brother. Love, respect, and help where you can. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, turn on notification, and select the bell that says all to get notified whenever we release a video. I have been your host, Chi Ne Du. Thank you for watching my video. So I'll see you next one.